Okay, so I have been making these almost daily videos for over a year now, and I kind of want to talk about this channel being all over the place and me realizing that niching down might be, and I want to kind of over exaggerate this, be the downfall of the creator, of if that creator niches down to a point where he or she is doing the content, or not only is niching down, but is doing the content basically the same way over and over and over again to kind of, abide to the rules of the niche. And let me elaborate on that a little bit more. So let's talk a little bit first about what I'm doing here on this channel and why I came to the realization. If you followed this channel, that arguably, strictly speaking, from a numbers perspective, by the growth, by the subscribers, by the views, I'm doing something completely wrong. And I get that. Because I am not niching down. This channel is all over the place. First, I started with how to start a YouTube channel, simplify making these videos, lowering the barrier of entry. Then I kind of pivoted over to fitness because I like to work out. Then I pivoted over to a little bit of mental health. Everything with the kind of intent, okay, let's simplify it and make it easier, and therefore you can kind of get into it a little bit effortlessly without any kind of ways to find excuses. And then I went to gaming and I found a lot of success there, but then I switched over again a little bit to mental health, a little bit to minimalism. And to simplify it, basically anyone who subscribed to this gets very confused, obviously. So for example, as I just said, my gaming content was hitting off a little bit and people were subscribing for Witcher 3 content or for retro gaming content, and I understand that. Then suddenly they have like a mental health video in their subscription feed. Where the hell is that coming from? Oh, that's from this guy, but I thought he does gaming content. And I get that. So, and they unsubscribe potentially. And it is very clear that in our world, we sometimes need the simplicity of understanding a category. What am I getting here? So, for example, if I watch a series, I want to get maybe science fiction. And if then there is suddenly it pivots over to something like Grey's Anatomy and it's a hospital series, and I'm like, where are the spaceships? What the hell is going on? I'm obviously confused. We want to be in niches and we want to kind of think about categories and somewhat know what we are subscribing to and what is to expect it. Therefore, it is important to niche down on YouTube to be somewhat successful. However, and this is my realization of doing this daily over a year and not having focused too much on one topic. So again, I jump all over the place, and I do notice that although I'm doing this now on such a regular basis, it is so much fun and it is so liberating not to be confined, but more importantly, it is freeing because I basically treat this as somewhat of a journal, not necessarily of a journal of my personal things, but more of a journal of the things that are going on in my mind and that I just want to share, or findings that I personally have benefited from, and I want to share them on these videos. And this exercise of doing this regularly and just talking from the from my head and just sharing what is going on, and hopefully, and that is basically my North Star. Everything that I want to share on this, I do it with the intent that this hopefully helps someone else. So it's not me just rambling, but it is probably, but still I somewhat have the North Star. Okay, if I share this on video, it should at least have something or one thing that could be beneficial to the viewer. But other than that, I'm completely all over the place, and I find it so much fun and also so helpful for me personally, because I just can kind of spit out what is kind of flying around in my head, right? So I found that very, very almost re-energizing. Now, on my main channel, and that is what I meant in the beginning, it's not only about niching down, but if you keep continuing doing the same thing over and over and over again, it will wear you down. And that's what I mean with the downfall of that specific creator. Because at some point, and you probably have seen that with some of your favorite big creators, where they are saying something like, okay, I burned out, or I need to take a break, or whatever it might be. Because if you're niching down, you specifically concentrate on one topic or one niche. And most of the time, these creators continue to do the same thing over and over. Maybe if it's a product review, it's a different product, or if it's a channel about YouTube video creation, I see that a lot as well. I feel like every single video is basically the same content, and they just somewhat, and I oversimplify here, as somewhat regurgitating what they have said previously. Maybe not 1 week before, but maybe a year before. It basically is the same topic, just a little bit differently packaged. And I noticed that on my main channel. My main channel is about bags, travel, etc. And at some point, I didn't get bored of the items. I love bags, I love etc, and I love talking about them. But I noticed that me making the videos the same way, A, was a lot of work, and B, became to some degree a little bit like a grind. And therefore I thought like, okay, let's switch this up and not be, for example, I heavily edited them, or I scripted them, and I actually memorized what I wanted to say. And now I'm making these videos so long, I just ramble, because I just talk from basically how I experience a bag, and then I talk from the top of my head. And to me, that's so much more fun. But I understand that many of my previous subscribers didn't really like that, because suddenly these 8-minute videos that were very condensed to just information was suddenly 20 minutes long, and I'm just sitting there and talking about it. Some of my old subscribers didn't enjoy that, and I understand that. It's a completely departure from what they subscribe to. But I needed to do that because, as I said, it became a grind, and I did feel like it was kind of wearing me down. And now making these videos on this second channel the way I do it now, it has kind of translated over to my main channel. It's now much more fun. So it's all about, for me at least, it's all about kind of switching it up and changing it. It also unfortunately means that your channel might not be as successful, but it will make it much more fun, and it will prevent you from potentially burning out. And I also feel like the more fun you have in your videos, the more it will resonate with some of your viewers. It won't be as fast in terms of growth and in terms of sustainability. But I feel like for me mentally, it has been much better. Yeah, so again, I feel like this might be a little bit clickbaity to say niching down is your downfall, but I do feel it could be. It really could be that, because if you continue doing the same thing over and over and over, and yes, maybe the product changed if you're a review channel, it will wear you down eventually. Yeah, so that was my vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what are your thoughts about this. If you're a creator as well, also let me know. And maybe check out my video from yesterday or 2 days ago up here. YouTube thinks that you liked the video in here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.